NBCSN with 4 races left. IndyCar's best face 3 tough turns and 1 big challenge in the Tricky Triangle. Pocono IndyCar 500 on Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on NBCSN. Bristol Motor Speedway. Welcome back. Final practice continuing. Let's go to Marty.
Ryan Blaney would love to get a win at Bristol tomorrow night. It would be the 100th for the Wood brothers if he can do it. So 5th fastest. How's the car been so far?
Yeah, our motorcraft equipment has been pretty good. Ever since they unloaded, really. And, the track's pretty tricky, you know, with all the PJ1 they put down or whatever. It's constantly changing. The more rubber that we lay down on it, and now the top's finally coming in, and we're kind of seeing multiple cars try the bottom and top, and it's at that stage right now where it's pretty neat where it's at. So I think we're swapping over right now to qualifying trim and hopefully get some runs in before the end of this practice. But then we're pretty decent. Nice to be here in Bristol. It's always a pretty fun race, and I enjoy it.
He's always going to put you in your own category of throwback, but at least Stenhouse has either caught you or maybe passed you. Your thoughts on that? Your hat is cool, but his is maybe a little cooler.
He took that all from me. I've been wearing this stuff forever. What's he wearing this weekend?
He's wearing a cool old Bristol Bristol hat with Thunder Valley on it.
Yeah, I don't know. He stole the guy that I get it from. He's stealing it from him, so I take full credit to that. I'm the founder. He's like the vice president.
Okay, all right. So very cool hat by you. There you go. His says Bristol International Raceways. That goes way back, doesn't it, Burton?
It does, and if he's the founder, he's been unseated because
I'm telling you,
the vice president has topped him.
he was crushed. He didn't even know what to say. The fact that it was even a contest.
Yeah, the throwback hats. And the funny part is the younger guys that are wearing these throwback hats.
Rick, we started a petition last week that Rick, Steve, and I decided that we're going to send Roger Penske a letter and have all the fans sign it to not make Blaney wear white button-down collared shirts next year. So if you want to join the
Thunder at Bristol.
I
think he's got to beat.
At Bristol International Raceway. It was called initially Bristol International Raceway. It was a little over 55 years ago when a couple businessmen actually traveled to Charlotte Motor Speedway and saw one of the first races that took place at Charlotte Motor Speedway, came back to this area and said, you know what, we want to build something like that. And so they said, well, let's do it at a little smaller scale. They built a half-mile racetrack, 22 degrees of banking, and the first qualifying run was just over 77 miles an hour was the average speed around the first race here. The 41 of Kurt Busch, I don't think they have found what they've been looking for as far as feel, listening to their radio.
That's a joke. I don't know what's on the setup or the track. They're sideways everywhere. It feels like I'm driving around on a marble. Yeah, I see a bunch of them sideways on the corner for sure.
And that's what, you know, when we talk about the track, I think that is some of the confusion. In a normal racetrack, Kurt would never have to guess if it's the track. You know, he'd be like, listen, our setup's not good, this thing's sideways, but you heard both Ricky Stenhouse mention it and Ryan Blaney mention it, that the track changing is definitely making this practice more difficult.
Well, we've seen the line move around this racetrack as well, and a lot of cars running the top. Jamie McMurray, he went out on a long run, and he kept pushing the top, trying to enter higher and higher and higher, and right there he jumped the cushion just a little bit, just outside of those marbles, and just outside of the groove, and got in those marbles, and did a nice job not to get in the wall. But that's what this track is now. This track is ever-changing. You're going to have to move around. You're going to have to find somewhere to run. You may run somewhere different on new tires versus old tires. It's just the way it is.
Is there more pressure on Jamie McMurray now that within the organization, Kyle Larson has been having a lot of success?
You mentioned success. This guy right here is success. You know, I think there is that pressure for sure, Rick. I mean, you know, if your teammate is out there winning races like he did last week and you haven't, that adds pressure to you being in the same equipment. I think Kyle Busch right here adds pressure to his teammates because he has found success this year. He's found success this weekend. So you talk about kind of rear ride and run to the top. In the truck race, you were here for it, Jeff. Your son was in it. He took this 46 truck to the top early and often and found a way through traffic.
Early before his penalty, he started working the middle, the outside. He started making it happen. Harvick got away from him during this celebration. Stay in the car, children. But, you know, this track is just going to change. We just saw Kyle Busch. He went out and ran. He ran about 25 laps. He started on the bottom. He went to the top. Then he went back to the bottom. And he was experimenting, trying to figure out where his car was the best and what it needed. And not necessarily the inside was better than the outside, but how his car drove in between the two areas, because you're going to have to run everywhere if you're going to run.
We mentioned the Camping World Truck Series race. It was on Wednesday. We go all the way back to 2010, and Kyle Busch accomplished something that no one has ever done, sweeping all 3 series of races at one track.
I mean, the triple didn't exist until Kyle Busch decided, you know what, I think I can win all 3.
And he will have that opportunity once again this weekend, as he was able to win on Wednesday night. And now he will have the opportunity in the Xfinity Series to maybe get another win and the Cup race tomorrow night.
And you see, this is a track, when you talk about sweeps, now I don't mean the triple, that's in a whole different category. But as far as sweeps, that we have seen it happen, you know, and by some of the biggest names of the sport, Dale Jr., Harvick, Kenseth, Busch, you know, he didn't do it just once, he's done it twice. And it's already in his mind, because when he won that truck race and he got out of the car, he mentioned, well, I can't win the triple if I don't win the first one. So it was already on his mind on Wednesday night. Parker.
Well, guys, I'm sitting here watching some of these cars switch over to qualifying trim. And Jeff, I'm remembering a discussion you and I had the other day when we were discussing this track and how it changes and you start to lose grip on the bottom and it moves up top. Where do you choose to qualify? Do you go to the bottom where the grip has been most of the time, or do you end up going up top? I think that's one of the discussions a lot of these teams are going to be having, and I'm watching here thinking, I don't know what the right lane would be to go out and qualify.
That is going to be a very tough decision, and probably Parker when qualifying starts. Think about this, we might have a little rain between now and qualifying. How does the track change after the rain as well? So there are a lot of issues that these teams are going to definitely have to deal with, but some additional issues they may have to do.
Jeff, this is a track that I was always scared to death to go qualify. There's something about it, and I didn't have to go out there, but there's something about this concrete when it sits. It just, it doesn't go through a standard change. It's kind of all over the map, grip-wise. 1 week or 1 year you'll come here, and it's wide open, but really fast right around the bottom, and then you come back a year later, and it'll be out of control loose compared to practice.
Ever-changing.
Fastest lap by Kyle Busch in this track is 15.186 seconds around this track. Earlier, it was 14.8 by Denny Hamlin.